Last day we had seen the meaning of partnership, features of partnership, partnership deed, and the contents of partnership deed. So, what do you mean by partnership? What do you mean by partnership? Anila Mohan.
The relation between persons who have agreed to share the profit of a business carried on by all or any of them acting for it.
Okay, the relation between persons who have agreed to share the profit of a person carried on by all or any of them acting for all. What are the features of partnership? What are the features of partnership? Aparna.
So number of persons,
Yes.
agreement,
Yes.
business, sharing of profit, mutual agencies, then unlimited liability.
Okay, very good. Next, what do you mean by partnership deed? What do you mean by partnership deed? Tomlin, what do you mean by partnership deed?
Sir, an agreement in which two partners have been agreed to.
Okay, if the agreement is written, then it becomes the partnership deed. So, what are the contents of the partnership deed? Shubham Pal, what are the contents of the partnership deed? Contents of the partnership deed. Anuj.
So name of the firm,
Name of the firm,
name and details of the person, commencement of the business,
okay, commencement of the business, the amount of capital contributed by each partner, interest on capital, interest on drawings, settlement of account, division of profit. So every information so are contained in the partnership deed. Okay, so next organization, company. Okay, means if it is a business studies, 11th business studies, you have to study the types of business organization. Types of business organization. In that, first one is sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship means a business organization owned and managed by a single person. So we can see a lot of sole trader in your locality. Okay, a business organization owned and managed by a single person. That is sole proprietorship. Next one is partnership. Okay, then joint Hindu family, then cooperative organization, then joint stock company. Okay, so the main demerit of sole proprietorship and partnership is limited capital, because number of partners will be limited. Okay, then unlimited liability. So if any liability arises, they have to attach their personal properties. Okay, then limited managerial ability, limited management expert in a sole trader, because sometimes so anyone can start a sole trading business. Okay, understand? So limited capital, limited managerial skill, and unlimited liability. So to overcome this limitation, a new form of business organization came into existence, that is known as joint stock company, otherwise company. Okay, joint stock company. So what do you by company? So company is a voluntary association of persons. Voluntary association of persons formed through a process of law. Okay, it is a voluntary association of persons, means a person is free to join or not to join a company. Okay, so he is free to join or to leave the company, his own according to his own will he can. So it is a voluntary association of persons formed through a process of law for undertaking a business organization, that is a company. Okay, it is a voluntary association of persons formed through a process of law for undertaking a business venture. So the person forming the company are called shareholders or members. Okay, the persons forming the company are called shareholders. Understand? Shareholders. In partnership partners, here the person forming the company are called shareholders. Then one thing you have to remember, the liability of the shareholder is limited. Liability of the shareholder is limited to the face value of shares held by them. That I will explain in this features. Okay, so liability of the shareholder is limited. Okay, that is company. Okay, so company is a one definition is there. Lord Justice Linde defined company as an artificial person created by law with perpetual succession and a common seal. So everything is contained in the features of partnership. It is an artificial person because it is not a natural person. It does not take a birth. Okay, so it is artificially created. It is created by law. Okay, it is created by the law. Okay, but he is a competent. The company is competent to enter into a contract and to own property in its own name. But it is an artificial person. It does not take a birth like a natural human being. Okay, that is joint stock company. So it is an artificial person created by law with perpetual succession, means continuous existence. One feature is there, that time I will explain what is by continuous existence. Continuous existence and a common seal. They have their own seal, legal arm. Okay, that is company. It is an artificial persons created by law with a perpetual succession and a common seal. That is which one? Joint stock company. Okay. Next, features of company. Features of company. So there are 5 features of company: separate legal entity, limited liability, perpetual succession, common seal, then transferability of shares. Okay, these are the features of company. First one, separate legal entity. Separate legal entity means a company has a separate legal existence. A company has a separate legal existence apart from its members. Okay, apart from its members means company and shareholders are different. Separate legal existence means a company can own property, a company can make contracts, a company can file suits in its own name. That is which one? Separate legal entity. Understand? So if the shareholder want to, if they want to make any contract on which name? Company's name. Okay, a company can make a contract on property and can sue and can file a suit in its own name. So if the customer want to file a suit against the company, they have to give against the company, not on the against the shareholder, because company and the shareholders are different. A company has a separate legal entity, but partnership partners same only. But company means company, those who invest, share market. So you and the company are different. That is the first features of company. Separate legal existence apart from the members. Okay. Next, limited liability. Limited liability means liability of the shareholder is limited. Means each shareholder is liable only to the extent of the face value of shares. Only to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. Means, okay, So each shareholder liability is limited to the extent of the face value of shares allotted to them, held by them. Okay, means suppose any company, so a Reliance company or a Tata company, suppose Aparna took 1000 shares. Face value means for purchasing one share, you have to pay 10 rupee. But suppose if the face value of share is 10, so to purchase one share, she have to give 10 rupee. Clear? Okay, so if you purchase 1000 share, so you have to give, face value is 10, face value 10, then you have to give 10,000. So Tomlin purchase 2000 share, so Tomlin have to give 20,000. Okay, suppose Shubham took 100 share, so he have to give 1000. Okay, so the liability of the shareholder is limited to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. So only which one who Aparna have to give 10,000 only. If at the time of winding up of the company, if more liability, if more loss came, then also you have no problem. Your liability only 10,000. Suppose already 10,000, 1,000 into 10. So these they will collect in installment. They will collect in installment. Application time, allotment time 2, 3, 2, 3. So 1 into 2, 2,000 first you will give application time, then allotment money time, then first call they will call, that time you have to give 3, then final call 2, like that only. Okay, so if you given all the amount 10,000 already given, so at the time of ending winding up of the company, if more loss arises, then you have no any liability, because here liability of the shareholder is limited to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. How much? So Shubham is safe, only he have to give 1,000 rupee. Okay, okay, so that is which one? Limited liability. Okay, suppose Anila took 500 shares, so she have to give 5,000 rupees. Okay, suppose already first she given 3,000, then only her liability will be 2,000. Understand? So if the shares are not fully paid means 5,000 they didn't get, means company didn't get, means his liability further extend up to the unpaid value of the shares. Unpaid value remaining, that only their liability, but liability of the shareholder is limited. But you look at the partnership also, sole proprietorship also, liability is unlimited. When the company's assets are insufficient to pay the liability, means they have to attach their personal properties. Okay, that is which one? Limited liability. Next one, perpetual succession, means continuous existence. It means continuous existence. So already we said a company is the creation of law. A company is the creation of law. So only the law can bring an end to its existence. Okay, so only the law can bring an end to its existence. That is continuous existence, means its existence will not be affected by the insanity, insolvency or death of any members. Okay, if example any death of any member, shareholder, insane, mentally any patient, no problem. Insolvency, any partner is insolvent, no cash in hand. Okay, then also no problem, it has continuous existence. Okay, but if it is a partnership, means we have to stop, then we have to reconstitute. Okay, that is which one? Perpetual succession. Next one, continuous existence. Understand? Its existence will not be affected by the death, insolvency, means the death, insolvency or lunacy of its members does not affect the life of the company, because it continues existence even if all its members die. Members may come and go, but the company goes on until it is wound up. Okay, Up to that time, they have continuous existence. The company has continuous existence. Next one, common seal. Common seal. Because already we said a company is not a natural person. Okay, no physical body. So it cannot sign the document in the same manner as a natural person would do. Okay, so like us, they can't sign any document. So for this purpose, it is provided with a common legal arm. Okay, so it is provided with a legal arm that is called legal arm, that is called a common seal. That common seal is affixed in all document of the company. Okay, if any attestation, they will affix that common seal. Okay, that is common seal. Okay, so for every document they will affix that common seal. Okay, it is affixed in all the documents of the company. So it will affix by the then they will put a signature, or the registered person will put the signature after the common seal. Okay, that is common seal, because it is an artificial persons, artificial entity, artificial organization. So in that seal, the name of the company is inbuilt in the common seal. Okay, so it is affixed in all the official document of the company, that is common seal. Okay, next one, transferability of shares. Transferability of shares. Transferability of shares means, suppose if you took the public company shares, public company and private company. Public company means they are getting capital through the issue of shares to the public. Okay, they are getting amount through the issue of shares to the public. That is public company. So private company means some persons like a partnership. So they are not issuing shares to the outside people. Okay, so that is public and private. Suppose if you took the public company share, Reliance, Tata, the public company. So if you took SBI, so if you took the public company share, then that share we can easily transfer to other person. So if the market value is high, if the market value is high, then that time you can sell that share to other people. Then you can encash it. So that is the one features of company, transferability of shares. So if you have the public company share, so if the market is high, Sensex, Nifty, BSE, Nifty, that you will study next year. So BSE, Bombay Stock Exchange, then Nifty, National Stock Exchange Index, BSE, Sensex, BSE's index is Sensex, NSE's National Stock Exchange Index is Nifty. So market value, it reflecting that Sensex and Nifty. So if the market value is very high, that time we can sell our shares to the other person, then we can encash it. Okay, so normally people are buying, people buy at a low price and they will sell at a high price, but it is a speculation. It is subject to speculation. It carry high risk. Okay, if you want to take a risk, then you can invest in the share. Okay, sometimes we will get more profit, sometimes we won't get anything. Okay, so that is transferability of shares. But if it is a public company, okay, private company, lot of restrictions are there, but a public company can transfer the shares. Next, last topic. So after this chapter will be over. Types of companies. Types of companies. Here, types of companies on the basis of liability only. Okay, on the basis of liability. On the basis of liability. Okay, so on the basis of liability. So companies are classified on the basis of liability. Company limited by shares, company limited by shares, then company limited by guarantee, and unlimited companies. Okay, these are the three types of companies on the basis of liability. Okay, company limited by shares, company limited by guarantee, unlimited companies. Okay, so what do you mean by company limited by shares? Types of company. So normally every companies are company limited by shares. Means here, so same like limited liability. Here, in this type of company, liability of the member is limited to the face value of shares held by them. Okay, here liability of the member is limited to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. So if one has paid the full value, then he cannot be asked to pay anything more at the time of winding up of the company. Okay, so if we paid, if Abarna paid a full amount, means the company cannot be asked to pay anything at the time of winding up. If more loss is there, then also they have no right to ask. Okay, such a company is company limited by shares. So here liability of the member is limited to the extent of the face value of shares held by them. So if it is partly paid, then we have to pay the remaining amount, that is company limited by shares. Next, company limited by guarantee. Okay, company limited by guarantee means such companies are formed for the promotion of art, science, cultural, religious activities. For that purpose only, these companies are forming. Company limited by guarantee. Okay, so normally every companies are company limited by shares. Okay, so every company, Reliance Data, company limited shares. Company limited by guarantee means such companies are formed for the promotion of art, science, culture, sports, religions. Okay, means they are raising funds through subscriptions, entrance fees, donation. Understand? Sometimes they may or may not have capital, such companies. So religious organization, charitable organization, okay, sports organization, means they are getting fund from subscriptions. What do you mean by subscription? Suppose we are the members of that any library or sports organization, means regularly, monthly we have to give some amount to them, 100 rupees or 500 rupees to that institution. So through that way only they are getting income. Okay, regularly they are giving. Then entrance fee. So at the time of entry, at the time of admission, we have to give some amount to. So to become a member, we have to give some amount to that organization. That is entrance fees. That is their income. That guarantees company's income. Then donation. Sometimes some people will give donation. So any sport is going on, some people will sponsor. So donation. Sometimes some people will give the amount to that organizations. Okay, that is which one? Company limited by guarantee. So in this case, how company limited by guarantee means, in this case the liability of the member is limited by the amount guaranteed by them. Amount guaranteed by them. Okay, liability of the member is limited by the amount guaranteed by them. Okay, guaranteed by them. That is means in the case of liquidation, in the case of winding up, if any problem arises, if any liability arises. So how much, suppose Anet guaranteed, suppose if any loss arises, I will give 50,000. Okay, that is company limited by guarantee. So it is a charitable organization. They have no any profit motive. They may or may not have share capital. So if any loss arises, you are telling that I will give 50,000. Okay, so Karthik is telling I will give 20,000. That is company limited by guarantee. Here the liability of the member is limited by the amount guaranteed by them. Means what amount they here means amount agreed to contribute toward the assets of the company in the case of liquidation. So in the case of winding up, if any loss arises, we are guaranteeing. So which amount? That much amount only they have to provide. Such companies are company limited by guarantee. Company limited by guarantee. Next one, unlimited companies. So unlimited companies means here the liability of the members are unlimited. Okay, suppose if when the company's assets are insufficient, to pay the liability, the personal property have to attach, but it is rarely present. Okay, companies not unlimited companies, mainly limited by shares and limited by guarantee. Okay, it is rarely present. Okay, unlimited companies, here liability is unlimited. Okay, so that is types of company on the base of liability. Okay, so our chapter is over. So banker and customer, that is over. So we studied what do you mean by customer. First, a person who has an account in the bank is called customer. Okay, so we said a customer when we a person who has an account in the bank is called customer. Then relationship between banker and customer, general relationship and special relationship. So general relationship, we studied relationship between debtor and creditor, means on the opening of an account and receive deposit from the customer, the banker becomes the debtor, the banker becomes the debtor, and the customer becomes the creditor. Okay, then we studied a special relationship between banker and customer. First, trustee and beneficiary. Trustee means banker act as a truster, means a truster hold money or assets and perform functions for the benefit of other person called beneficiary. Next, agent and principal. So modern banks performs lot of agency services. We studied the functions of banker. So in that case, bank act as an agent and the customer becomes the principal. Next, a pledger and pledgee. So when the customer pledges certain assets with the bank in order to get a loan, like a gold loan, so under this the assets or security will remain with the bank until the customer repays the loan. Okay, so here the customer becomes the pledger, then the bank becomes the pledgee. Okay, next, lesser and lesser. Suppose when the banker hires a safe deposit locker to the customer, then banker becomes the lesser and the customer becomes the lessee. Then bailer and bailee, the person delivering the goods is called the bailer, the person to whom the goods are delivered is called the bailee. Then hypothecator and hypothecatee. Suppose when a customer hypothecate given certain movable property, land, with the bank to get a loan, then the customer becomes a hypothecator and bank becomes the hypothecatee. Then advisor and client. Okay, there was a power failure. Next, miscellaneous relationship, act as a custodian, bank act as a caretaker of something, means the bank will open a demat account. If example, if you want to purchase the shares, then they will open, then they will deal the act as a custodian. Next, act as a guarantor means, so they will act as a guarantee on behalf of their customers. Okay, so that is act as a guarantor. Understand? So suppose if you are, if the company is importing goods from the foreign countries, from other countries, means, so if you are not giving cash at a time, then our bank will act as a guarantee to the importers. Okay, that is act as a guarantor. Then we studied termination of relationship between banker and customer. So we studied the death, insolvency, loancy of the customer. Then bank will terminate the relationship. Then the customer voluntary termination, liquidation of the company, the closing of the account, then completion of the contract. Then after that, the termination of, it will lead to termination of relationship between banker and customer. Then we studied special types of customer. Minor, we studied minor is a person who has not completed the 18 years of age. So bank have to take a special precaution with the minor. So not it is advisable not to open a current account in the name of minor. So we have to open the minor account in the name of natural guardian. Then next, married women. So she is competent to enter into a valid contract. So we have to consider, we have to get the details of the properties of husband also. Then don't give a loan to the married women, considering the property of husband. Next, joint account. So it is opened by the husband and wife. Okay, so we have to get the instruction regarding the operation of the account. Next, lunatics who lacks understanding power, rational judgment. So she is lunatics is not capable to enter into a valid contract. Next, drunkards. If example, not to open a bank, not to open an account when he was a fully drunk. Next, illiterate persons.
On your videos.
Okay. Can you hear me, Anat?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then partnership firm, business organization owned and managed by a single persons. Then a partnership, a business concern owned and managed by a two or more persons is called a partnership. So we studied the features of partnership, then contents of partnership deed, then company account, what do you mean by company? So trust account, Hindu undivided family, executors and administrators, societies, then retail banking and wholesale banking. So it targets individuals, and wholesale banking targets corporate or companies. Okay. Next, opening of an account. So for opening an account, so we have to follow the steps, 5 steps: application on the prescribed form, introduction of the applicant or reference. Next, specimen signature. Then mandate for the operation of the account by an agent. Next, opening an account. Next, operating the bank account. So for operating the bank account, we have to submit some of the following documents: paying slip, checkbook, passbook. For depositing an amount, for withdrawal of amount, we have to go through the following documents: paying slip, checkbook, and passbook. Then we studied nomination. Okay, so if you are opening an account, so you have to submit the name of the nominee. Then KYC requirements. So here they will verify the identity and address of the individual. Then we studied partnership, features of partnership, contents of the partnership, then company, features of company and the types of company. Okay, so these are the topics covered under the second chapter. So next day, so I will ask the questions so related to banker and customer. Okay, so study this chapter. So next day I will ask. Thank you.